Hello, if you're watching this, you've probably already seen the daily and the product video for these wonderful creatures. These are the EFX Racers. What we're going to do today is just quickly have a product profile on the model itself, talk you through some of its finer points, some of its details, and we'll do that in here, do a little bit of an unboxing. That will not take very long because you can literally look at them and they assemble. There's really only a few minor points. I think it's just 8 simple steps to get the EFX Racer up and ready if you have the plug and fly versions. There is a kit version, we'll look at that briefly as well, but then we will go out to do some flying. I'll give you some tips on how best to launch the model and just some general showboating of the model's ability. So without further ado, let's commence. You get 2 main compartments in the box. You get the wing in one and the fuselage in the other. And just taped in the box here is everything else you need, which is the spinners, the 2 propellers. There's a 5x5 and a 6x5 for both 3 and 4S, and a few control accessories. So 2 boxes and a bag. That's it. So box is empty for the plug and fly version, and this is pretty much the sole content other than a lot of packing material. You have the wing, as you can see here, obviously it's a 1-part wing. Tail surfaces, the fuselage, an instruction manual, and a bag of accessories. The instruction manual does detail, although it doesn't really need to because it simply falls together this model. The steps, as you can see, which I can explain to you, are very easy. Essentially, you pick your power option, and that will denote what spinner configuration and propeller configuration you have. You install your receiver, that open into this little space here. You fit your linkages, you connect the clip-on tail plane, it's a very sturdy clip-on, and connect the ball links there. You're basically done other than some setup. It does fall together in minutes, which is great because this is the not so interesting part. The interesting part is where we go outside. But before we do that, let me talk you through the model a little bit more. First we'll start with the wing. This is obviously a high performance foam model, and it flies actually much better than foam traditionally flies. Pick up the wing, you'll see that it is super rigid, which is great, but with the right amount of flex for this type of model. Now this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spars in the wing itself. You've got 1 main carbon spar running all the way through the length of the wing. Then you've got these glass spars at the top here, the underside of the leading edge. And then these carbon spars here, these are our torsional spars, just to really negate any effects of torsional forces on the wing when turning at speed. Also, the ailerons, as you can see here, they actually have carbon molded into them as well. Now, one thing you will need to do when you get this out before you connect the servos is just loosen up the hinges just ever so slightly. They are reinforced along the glue line to stop them from tearing, but you just want to relax them a bit to make it easier on the servo. Then all that's really left with the wing is this intake duct and skid, which I think, Hector, can you see that? Just there. That is there to not only provide additional belly landing support, but also it actually acts as a duct because the air goes in through here into the fuselage, because this is where your ESC sits. Now, of course, all the electronics are pre-installed. All you do need to do is add your receiver. The speed controller is a 50 amp Durafly unit and is channeled or routed all the way through the fuselage right up into the battery compartment. I'll lift that up here. Now what this means is that you can fit the wing, and because the wires are channeled, it is completely flush when you put the wing on. So it's all very nice and neat and guided, exactly what you want. And it means that airflow can still get directly from the front of the fuselage through the fuselage, cooling the motor and the speed controller and the battery, and then exiting out of the air out holes at the side. Final point after the wing is really just mounting on the tail plane. This is a clip type system. You just pull apart here, you push down on the clip, there we go, and then it just simply slots in. That's the reassuring click. Final thing to do is to connect the precision ball links. But Before you do that, do remember to, of course, flex the surface. You can see it's quite stiff as it is. You just want to flex that back and forth a little bit. That's on the horizontal, same on the vertical, and then you will connect your ball link. You'll also notice there is some carbon fiber along the horizontal stab as well, and there's actually carbon fiber longerons as well that run along the fuselage here. So again, it really makes that nice and stiff, and you'll see that stiffness paying off when you fly it because it flies rock solid. Now, battery wise, I'm going to go over to the red one that's already slightly more pre-assembled than the yellow one here and show you just how the battery goes in very, very quickly because it's pretty self-explanatory. You have your area here. First of all, this is for the receiver, the slim 6-channel, like a 610 or something like that, or one of the FR Sky 6-channel receivers. Slots in this little groove here, all very neat. And then this is obviously the supplied speed controller battery connector, XD60 is standard for Durafly. This is the 2200 3S, the 1800 4S is the same equivalent size. That just slots in there. It is a little bit tight, but it does all fit in there. So obviously you would connect up your battery to your speed controller, tuck that all in neatly there, and then put the hatch on. With the 2200 3S all the way forward, or the 1800 4S all the way forward, it balances first time every time, so you don't need to worry about your balance point. If you're running on either of the recommended packs, just get it as far forward as it can go, and that's it, you are balanced. So as I said before, they are either 5x5 for the 4S setup or 6x5 for the 3S setup. Now the spinner is a hollow tip spinner, but that is optional. If you're running the 3S, you get a little blue nipple, as I like to call it, that you stick on the spinner if you're running the 3S, just because you don't really need as much cooling as you do if you're running the 4. Either way, it's your choice, but we'd recommend keeping the nipple off. That sounds rude. If you're running the 4S. Now, the final thing, you get this little PVC skid plate, and what this is an optional part with double-sided tape. If you are flying from a rough surface, what this allows you to do is just stick it on the underside of the fuselage here, and that will just keep the bottom of the fuselage scuff-free from all those nasty bits and pieces that you'll often find on the flying field. That is it for the plug and fly. Essentially, we're going to take it out and give it a little spin in just a minute. Let's just quickly look at the kit version. The kit version, of course, comes with the same number of boxes, which is just 2 inside the main box. But there will be no electronics in the kit version. Okay, and we're back. As you can see from the layout on the table, the kit version, as the manual says here, kit version, sorry, is exactly that. Although to look at it, it's not really that much different because the part count is pretty much the same. Here are the naked parts as they were. You can really get a good look at them now. Still the same high quality foam finish. You just need to add your electronics. I'll hold the fuselage up. You'll see the electronic free fuselage or servo area. Now again, 9-gram servos just go into the pocket, your choice of 50 to 60 amp speed controller. The EFX 50 amp speed controller is available to buy if you wish to use that, and it has the wires of the exact length for a NTM 28mm motor. Of course, if you want to buy your own speed controller or supply your own speed controller, you of course can, but you'll have to keep in mind that you'll have to make custom lengths for the wires. So it might be worth considering the Durafly 50 amp EFX speed controller. I say kit loosely because, let's be honest, there's not much work to do on this one either. Yes, the great advantage of this, it's completely blank. It's a blank canvas, which is what I love personally. These are the stickers. Now, the stickers you get are for both the 38 and 75 version. 38 being the red one and 75 being the yellow, but of course they can be whatever colour you want. So the stickers here represent the trim that you see on this, apart from the colours at the top. That is down to you with the kit version. The only other component that you will not recognise from the plug and flies as a loose item is this part. This is simply the canopy. What that means is if you want to do a full spray solid colour finish, it's very easy to do, and then after the fact you can then glue on your canopy. One more thing of note, the propellers, the two propellers that come with the plug and flies are not supplied with the kit, so that's really up to you guys. But I do recommend the 5x5, or, little secret here, if you want the best performance, a 5.5 by 4.5 top is the ultimate we have found. It is mentioned in the manual. It's the propeller that's used on our fun fights, for example. If you put that propeller, the 5.5 by 4.5, on this, on 4S, you'll be very much amazed. The supplied 5x5 is very good, but if you want that much more and a guaranteed 100 mile an hour plus, and I mean like 110, you want the 5.5 by 4.5. And that's essentially enough of me blathering on now. As I said, there's really not much to do. So let's take them outside, we'll give you some hand launching tips and a few other pointers and just really ring this thing out for you. So you can see we've made it down to our beautiful flying site here at Monkey Mountain, ready for the flying of this one. This particular EFX Racer is Herman, our cameraman. You can see that he's put some glass fiber tape along the leading edge. Not a bad idea if you're flying on rough ground such as this. Helps take the edge off of those twigs and grass blades and whatnot. Anyway, we're here now. I'm going to show you two hand launch methods, if you like. The way I prefer, which is underarm, and the way that many other people prefer, which is overarm. It will do both. And then whilst we're here, I'll also give it a quick demonstration just to show you just how, first of all, rigid that wing is. Really push this one around in the sky so you can see just how well it performs. Also throw in a few maneuvers as well, very quickly. So let's get on with that now. Okay, so this is the 4S setup. As I said, it's my preferred setup. That's why I've got the blue nipple off of the spinner. And first of all, I'm going to show you the underhand launch. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring it around and show you guys just how stiff those, or how rigid those wings are. I'll do a high powered pass and then pull up really, really tight. One of my favorite maneuvers with this one. And you'll see just how well the airframe holds up. Ready, Herman?
Yes.
All right, okay. Now. So there you saw the underarm method of launching. It's the preferred method for some, me personally, overarm, and I'll show you that in just a second. We've got a 3D heli guys flying at the moment, so courtesy tells us that we should be down, so I am. Whilst I'm down, I'll show you battery access again. You have to excuse my impromptu workbench here, but it does work, it's a bin. So the 1800, A-Spec 1800 4S, great pack for this model. It just slots in slow, you put it in at the top side down like this, do up your Velcro. Just do up your Velcro, it just takes a second, and then of course plug it in. Be sure when you feed the cables in to make sure they are fed in nice and tight, and that your cables aren't in the way of the servos there. Okay, so that's it, batteries in. The 1800 and the 2200 3S, they both go as far forward as they can, and that's it, that is your C or G. Hatch goes back on, and we're ready to go. So this is with overarm. You'll want quite a high angle of attack here when you launch. And hold in some up elevator.
Yes, very nice.
That wraps it up for this product profile. I'm going to bring it into land now. Check out the model, it's in the stores now. You are going to love this one because it's such a pussycat at any speed, it really is. So check out the EFX Racer at hobbyking.com right now.